Okay, so this one is kind of weird. We saw the previous day how the Philadelphia Flyers traded Shane Gostisbehere as well as a second-round pick and a seventh-round pick to the Arizona Coyotes for nothing. It was a trade that essentially saw them give up assets in order to give up Gostisbehere, which wasn't really the first time we had seen a trade like this. We saw it earlier in the week as well with Andrew Ladd, the same Coyotes team pulling that move off with the Islanders. But the Flyers the other day traded away assets and they traded away Gostisbehere. Okay, cool. What they did today, though, was kind of a similar move, just with a little different flavor, because they traded away Robert Hagg, the 13th overall pick in this year's draft, and a second-round pick in 2023 for Rasmus Ristolainen. So if you do all the addition here, what you essentially traded, if you're Philadelphia, is Robert Hagg, the 13th overall pick this year, a second in 2023, plus Shane Gostisbehere, a 2022 second, and a 2022 seventh for Rasmus Ristolainen. Now, as we noted in the previous video, Rasmus Ristolainen really isn't as good of a defenseman as he used to be when he was getting 40 points a season back with the Sabres and when he was playing a whole bunch of minutes. Ristolainen this season had 18 points in 49 games played. He actually did really drop off in terms of his on-ice metrics and his production. Over the past few years, it hasn't really been all too good, despite the fact that Ristolainen has indeed received a playing time cut the past few years. This is the tweet made out here by JFresh Hockey that Ristolainen's minutes did indeed take a significant cut from 25 to 26 minutes from 2015 to 2019 to about 22-23 minutes a game per season, and his numbers really did started suffering when he got that huge cut. So, for the Flyers, you did all this good stuff in acquiring Ryan Ellis the previous few days, but all of a sudden now, dude, Robert Hagg, Shane Gostisbehere, 13th overall, 2 seconds and a 7th, for essentially just Rasmus Ristolainen. Robert Hagg, on the other hand, is a 26-year-old left-handed defenseman, 6'2", 205 pounds. He's kind of fallen off a little bit lately as well. 5 points, 34 games this most recent season. He had a career high of 20 points in 82 games played, where he had 5 goals and 15 assists back in 2018-19. I remember watching Robert Hagg develop earlier on in his career back in the Moto system. He honestly looked to being pretty okay, but eventually he did kind of fizzle away, so we'll see if the Buffalo Sabres can do their part in trying to rejuvenate his young career. But Ristolainen going over to Philadelphia, man, we had all the rumors that we had Philly heavily involved in discussions for this defenseman. It is just kind of weird, though, taking a look at the bigger picture here, because of the context, man, all this other stuff going on. With all the Gostisbehere trades and all that, I know a lot of fans of other NHL teams, particularly the Winnipeg Jets, are going out there looking at this and saying, oh man, great. It's a big sigh of relief for our club, because it means we're not going to be overpaying for Ristolainen here. As for Buffalo, though, good win for these guys. They acquire a whole bunch of stuff. We know they needed the draft picks. They get 13th overall in the draft where they already had 1st overall. So who knows if they're going to maybe try to trade up into the top 10 or whatever. Maybe use your assets and whatnot to acquire the 9th overall pick from Vancouver to do some other stuff there, because that pick has apparently been played in the market overall. So for Buffalo, though, they're going to be getting themselves 2 great prospects in this year's NHL Draft. 13th overall is going to be one. 1st overall, obviously, going to be another, most likely Owen Power. So Sabres fans, let me know in the comments what you think about this entire trade idea over here, that you acquired all this stuff. Hagg, a 1st and a 2nd for Rasmus Ristolainen. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised they got this haul. It just seems a little bit too steep in my opinion. But either way, man, it is what we heard was the price earlier on in the week. So the fact that they got it, hey, I'm not really surprised at the return itself. I'm just surprised at the fact that they were actually able to achieve it. Philly fans, let me know in the comments what you think as well about Ristolainen coming over to your squad. I know it's not really the most desirable trade in the world, especially with all the context, but still, let me know your thoughts. It's pretty much Gostisbehere, Hagg, 2 seconds, a 7th, and a 1st round pick for Rasmus Ristolainen. Talk to me in the comments what you think if you enjoyed this video. Rolls 99, and bye.